Okay, before we go through the worksheet from the tuition center for what you print out. First thing first, have you watched the video for week 7 and 8? There's always, okay, I mentioned many times before you come to lesson, there is actually a video that you can access through the ET Tuition website. So every week, the video is about the lesson itself, so that when you come for lesson, we don't waste time going through the notes and we go straight into the question. We just dive down straight into questions and techniques and the key points that exams will always be testing on. But if I'm like to go through all the notes, it'll be wasting of time. So that's why there's a separate video, and that's why I always emphasize for you all to watch the video, but apparently a lot of you don't watch. Did you watch? You didn't. Okay, go on to the website. Okay, if you can see my screen, I'm going to show you just so you know where, for example, on the 88 tuition website. Oh, I've got to log in. Yeah, I think example, I've got like, if let's say you got a brother or you got a sister, you got different levels, right? You will actually have your own. Let's say, for example, primary 5. You go to the website, your dashboard, you can see P5 English, P5 Maths, Science, and Chinese. Go to that subject and click on that subject. Can you see my screen? Yes. Okay, and can you see all this lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? We are at lesson 7, which is week 7 today, this week. So if you say you click week 7, drop down, there is videos on recap your lower block, P3, P4 work, and then you have your MCQ and structured questions exercise, and then another video to revisit your MCQ and structure, and again another video to revise the new topic before you go on to lesson 8, which is next week, week 8. Okay, so each week you got one lesson. So basically it's 3. We count as week 1, week 2. So now it's week 7. So go to your level and you will see that you P4, basically, I did print it out. Yeah, P4, basically your week 7. All right, we will be on your meta revision and basically fungi, bacteria. But this is P4 science, right? So basically your P4 science, today's week 7, right? Yeah, we are on the fungi, bacteria. Now, I'm not sure because we just started, you just met me last week, and I think I just started only recently for you taking over the P4. Have I played you a video on the fungi, bacterial yet? Not yet, so you haven't seen, but the P3 has seen, because you all will be on fungi, bacterial. Yeah, I do not have a P5, so let me go back. Okay, never mind, I'm gonna play the video later, so we're gonna run through first. Okay, so I'm gonna log this off. And today, we're actually on, can you see my worksheet? Yes, we are on light. So basically, we're gonna touch on your topic light. And before I run through the worksheet on light, I do have some questions, additional questions on my own. So hold on, let me just take out the worksheet. Yeah, on the light itself, last week I did talk about, did I show you the video on the solar eclipse? On the lunar eclipse as well? Both, yeah? Okay, good. All right, hold on. Let me just get on my... Yeah, because there's so much clicking back here and there. So... I've prepared some of the notes and my questions. Now, like I said, it would be best if you can actually run through the video before the lesson, okay? So I'm just gonna show you my keywords, my key points on the lesson on light itself. Can you see my notes? Can you see the notes on light? Yeah, okay, good. All right, before I go through our questions, I'm gonna just give you the key points. So let's take a look. The main checklist that you need to know before for this chapter, you need to define what is light. If you can define what is light, you understand what is light, okay? Last lesson, we talked about this. Second, know your sources of light, where they come from, whether they are natural or whether they are reflected or artificial or man-made. Okay, I would say torchlight is man-made because we invented torch, correct? I mean, we invented torchlight, we invented table lamp, ceiling light. That's how we can actually see. But the sun is a natural source of light. It will give off light. Okay, any equipment invented by man that gives off light is not natural, it's man-made. Okay, so you need to know where's your sources of light, what kind, whether natural or man-made. Second, how does it help us see, and you need to be able to describe, okay, in your own words. Okay, that's your third checklist. Now all the checklists are actually right here. I would say I can only use the ink from the Zoom. Okay, this is the checklist that you need to know, the first three. And then fourth, you need to know how light is passed through the different materials. Now, since you're on light and you know that light can pass through certain materials, you must define and explain what are the three materials. Opaque means totally blocking off the light, cannot see. Translucent means you can see half of it. Semi, sometimes it allows only some light, so you can see blur images. But transparent is very, very clear. So these three are the only materials. I don't think there's any other, unless you got bionic eyes and you can see through an opaque like Superman. So otherwise, I don't think human natural being and any natural forces can actually allows stupid things. Okay, so three materials. Okay, so far science has only discovered three materials. Either you can see a little bit or totally cannot, or you can see a lot. Okay, and you need to describe how our shadows form. This we explained in the big phenomena, which is your lunar and solar eclipse, how the moon actually blocks the sunlight and form a solar eclipse and therefore cast a shadow on the earth. That's why we see a little eclipse there. Okay, so that's the big version. The smaller version is basically you can see my shadow here, the light reflecting. So basically the shadow is not so dark. All right, so shadows are not matter. We learned that in previously when you're P3, P4. Matter is basically something that takes up space, but shadow, you can actually step on the shadow. You can actually push the shadow so it doesn't occupy space. Okay, shadow is like a ghost, but those don't exist. Okay, so anyway, how can we change the shapes and the size? Now you need to know the concept, and then from there you need to explain how you maneuver, how you manipulate the different sizes, big and small, or the different shape you want to create. Okay, so all this, once you are able to explain just offhand like that, you are good on your topic, on this topic. Okay, so I'm going to go down to the key points. So like I said, the natural sources of light and your man-made sources. And not only that, fuel does give off light. So your coal, your wood, when you burn them, you create fire. Fire is bright, fire is hot. You are able to see. Okay, electrical bulbs and lamps are the one I talk about, man invented. They are artificial, they give off light. Okay, but they are powered by batteries, by burning fuel and or electricity. Okay, when you burn fuel, you generate electricity. Electricity power the bulbs and the lamps. Okay, so I'm not sure if you have this book. Actually, my whole book is in the computer. These notes actually is from like a P4, 5, and 6 Bible. I won't say it's a Bible, encyclopedia, science encyclopedia, a huge thick textbook, orange color book. It's a 3rd edition. You can actually get it from the bookshop. It actually helps to facilitate your revision for PSLE. I think it's a title PSLE notebook, guidebook, PSLE guidebook. Students think that is the title Get It Right, but it's not. Get It Right is just basically emphasizing on your or normally students have the wrong concept, the wrong thinking, and they correct it, telling you what is the right concept. So I like this book because they always clarify and correct how students usually think wrongly. For example, they think that we always can see moon at night, like it's bright, white color, but you didn't realize that they don't give off light. In fact, if the sun is not there, we totally cannot see the moon. It's probably hiding somewhere in the sky. The only reason why we can see the moon is because the sun is actually shining on the moon, and the moon reflects back onto the earth. That's why we can see. So the moon doesn't give off light, okay? But it reflects, okay? The main key point here is that it reflects light. There we go, okay? Right, I've got no idea why. I think they are late. What time is it over there? It's 5:30, right? I think some of you might still be rushing back from school.
5:40, 5:50.
Yeah, I know Singaporean students, they always, poor thing. Sometimes they come back at 6. A lot of time, the last year as well, a lot of my students, they were late for class because the poor thing, they come back for quickly have a dinner, 6 o'clock, still rushing their homework, but usually they reach home only at 6. So anyway, we'll see if some of them turn up. Okay, so basically, we already know. So the correct part, basically moon reflects light, yeah? Now, how does light, this is the one that you need to explain in simple words. How does light help us to see? The concept is very simple. This diagram is always tested in structure question to see if you know how to draw where the arrows representing the ray of light goes. This is the one they will always test you. Later, we'll practice some question on that. Okay, when you have a source of light, which is example here, torch, shining on the box, our eyes, basically the light doesn't go into our eyes, but is that when the light shines on the object, the box reflect whatever color, whatever light into our eyes. That's how we can see the box. So basically, if you have really a light shining directly in your optimal lenses or in your eyes, it will basically automatically shut off. So you totally like be very blaring to you and you can't see. That basically, that is the wrong concept. Your arrow of the light cannot go right into your eye because you automatically shut off your eyes to protect your eyes from being blind. Okay, so the main thing is that all the light goes in all sorts of places, but because they fall on an object, whatever color the object is, it shines back into our eyes, and our brain helps to analyze and decipher the color and tell you, oh, this is green. Oh, that is silver. The laptop is silver. Your paper is white. So that's how you see the color. It's your mind analyzing, and also whatever color the book is. For example, you learned that this one in secondary school, okay? I should not confuse you because that is physics. About color reflecting how you see the colors. Okay, so I won't confuse you with that first. So whatever that light shines on the object reflect back, and that's how we can see the book. Okay, so good to know. Another part is this particular lenses. Also same, they love to use this question in structure question. If you got all the boards and then you got a hole cut in the middle, and then from there they put a light source of light right at the end. Okay, that's why you can see this concept, this experiment proves only one point: light travel in a straight line. That's where you can actually see the light through the hole if it's a line in a straight line. Okay, so this experiment is to show you light travel in a straight line, but if you actually move one of the position, the middle one, to off, not align, okay, the light will be blocked. You totally cannot see it because you only see the whole full piece paper when the hole is actually covered to the other side. So basically, it shows that light is actually blocked. It cannot go like sideways and then come to your eye. Okay, so you can't probably see the candle burning at the other end. Okay, if you actually misalign the position of the paper. All right, so how much light can pass through different materials? Like I said earlier, they have 3 different types. Now in your